So there are, counterterrorism has identified about 13 measures for implementing a good counterterrorism strategy. The reason why I'm bringing in terrorism is because this is, well, on the one hand, it's mandatory, but then we've also agreed that the terrorists are attempting to associate with bandits. So whatever strategy we adopt has to have this counterterrorism approach. So that's number one, we need to note that. The second point is to emphasize coordination. I mentioned at the beginning that there are 27 agencies involved in security in Nigeria, ministries, departments, and agencies. Now they need to work together as one. In Hausa, there's a saying we run together and we escape together. If we are working in silos, like we're doing at the moment, then these guys are cooperating. They are sharing intelligence, they are sharing weaponry, they're sharing tactics, and frankly, they will defeat us. So with all sense of responsibility, that's number one. We need to work together. This competition, rivalry, unhealthy one that we're seeing needs to stop. Better coordination is the way to go. All these 27 agencies need to come together and identify the goal and work towards that goal. And we've talked about the goal here, containing and eradicating this menace. So that's their goal. It's not a competition. It's survival, really, of the region and the country, as it were. The second point is intelligence. Our intelligence collection capabilities as a country is extremely low at the moment. I can give you several examples. Things happen and we're not aware. Or even where we're aware, the right government departments fail to take action. So we need to enhance that intelligence capabilities. This is not a public issue for public discussion, but those who know what intelligence is, especially national intelligence, know what I'm talking about. We need to enhance that. Countries that are ahead, that have an edge in today's world, using intelligence. And that's what we need to use for us to survive. Then I also talked about the criminal justice system. When you have a criminal issue, there are the 101 of criminology speaks about the crime triangle. Now the crime triangle has 3 components. If you understand those 3 components and tinker those 3 components, then believe me, you will solve the crime situation. These components are: 1, the opportunity to commit the offense. The second one is the ability of the offender to commit the offense. Then the third one is the desire of the offender to commit the offense. Now you need to understand these 3 things and then tinker them within the criminal justice system. Earlier when I mentioned the 3 things that are involved in the criminal justice system: law enforcement, the courts, and then the correctional services. Now, how do you tinker these 3 things? Number 1 is increase the risk of apprehension. Let the offender know that if he commits the act, you will apprehend him. The moment he knows that, he would think twice before he commits the risk. But the situation where we are today, where they commit it and then get away with it, that's why you see a continuation of the issue. The second one is increase the effort. Let it be that it's not just everybody that can wake up and become a bandit or a kidnapper or a criminal. Let it be that it's a very difficult thing to do. The youth, the 40 million plus youths that are out of job or for one reason or the other are not happy with the job they're doing. Let it not be that they are looking at kidnapping and the lucrativeness of kidnapping and say, well, all I need to do is to get an AK-47 at probably 5,000 naira and then, or rent it and then go in and I'll do a successful kidnap activity. So that's number 2. We need to increase the effort. And in speaking about increasing the effort, there are several ungoverned spaces in Nigeria, especially in northern, northwestern, and north central Nigeria. We need to dominate those ungoverned spaces. Now, for the purposes of this discussion, there are 2 levels of ungoverned spaces. A few of them belong to the federal government. The majority of them belong to the state government. Sambisa Forest belongs to the state government, not to the federal government. In Kaduna, the Birningwari Forest belongs to the state government, not to the federal government. So this is purely a state government issue. They need to dominate those spaces. They need to come up with ideas, either in terms of agricultural or technological ideas or surveillance within those ungoverned spaces. And that would make it difficult for those guys to hide and come out and commit their actions. And the third one is to, and for me, this is the most important one, reduce the reward to the offender. When he commits the act, let him know that he's not going to get any reward. I'm not saying that we should come up with a policy that says no payment of ransom. It will be futile, because I mean, if a loved one is abducted, we will pay ransom. But let's come up with technology to trace that ransom payment, and then whoever makes contact with that ransom payment, we arrest him and we prosecute him. In today's world, I can tell you as a security and risk management specialist, there is technology for that. We already have the platform, our cashless policy. We just need to implement that cashless policy. We have an agency called NFIU, Financial Intelligence Unit. It has the capabilities for that, but it's not working. I told you earlier on that there are 27 agencies in Nigeria. They need to work together. Remember, we're talking about the administration of criminal justice system using these three things that I mentioned. And if we do this, working as one, then believe me, the goal of containing and eradicating this will be very easy. It's not rocket science. It's just for us to be politically active and to have the commitment to do this.